What is up, Janksters? It's your boy Graham, also known as HamHawks42 on the internet, and today I wanted to talk about streaming in general and the idea of content creation. The last couple of days, people have approached me and asked me, should I start a channel? What's involved in creating a Twitch stream? Is it a viable business? I've had other people ask, okay, what can I do to make my stream grow? Like, why isn't it popping off? And I appreciate the insight, and I'm honored that people would look to me for that information. So I decided to just kind of put together a quick video and share my thoughts, and hopefully you find this interesting. This is late at night. I've just come off a closing shift at work, so I'm a little tuckered out. Apologies if that comes through, but I wanted to share my thoughts and put them out there. So when it comes to streaming, either you're on Twitch, YouTube, whatever platform you choose, the first thing you really need to ask yourself is, why do you want to do it? If you want to start streaming just to make a bunch of money, if you see, the top tier content creators talking about making millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you want to get your hands on some of that pie, stop now. Straight up. Like, honestly, the chances of you actually breaking in and making that kind of money is very, very low. It is very similar to pursuing a career as a professional athlete, professional musician, actor, comedian, writer, any one of these artistic, creative pursuits. Yeah, there are people who make those pursuits their day job, but it's not many people. You see the all-stars making an obscene amount of money, and for every one all-star making an obscene amount of money, you maybe have a dozen people who are managing to pay their bills actually doing it. And then you have millions of people struggling and trying throughout their everyday to break in and make it happen. And to be completely honest, if you don't have a channel right now on Twitch or YouTube and you're thinking about starting one, that is what you're signing up for. Be aware of that. Also note, this is coming from a position of someone who's right there with you. I do not have millions of dollars. However, I have been at this for 3 years. I have not even reached Twitch partner yet, which for many people is kind of the stepping stone at the beginning of like their big ascent to, dominance on streaming platforms. And I'm not there. I would consider myself a mid-sized creator. My last path to partner stats showed me over the last 30 days averaging around 63 viewers, which I'm honored by. That's pretty good. Like, that's actually really good. I kind of worked my tail off to get there, and I'm very proud of that number. But at the same time, that's translating to a couple of $100s a month. It is still dramatically short of a living wage, and I'm streaming at least 20 hours a week. So we're talking about a part-time job that's giving significantly less than a minimum wage hourly income. If you're doing it as a career choice, get a part-time job at McDonald's. However, if you think it might be fun and you might enjoy the pursuit and you want to do it, do it. Sign up and give it a shot. That's the thing. If you want to do it for selfish reasons, get after it, as long as those selfish reasons aren't strictly tied to the money. I keep streaming for 4 hours every day, Monday through Friday, twitch.tv/hamhawks42, because I love streaming. And on top of that, I fell in love with streaming after I tried it for a couple of days 3 years ago to a completely empty chat. I streamed for the first 3 weeks before a single chat message actually showed up in my chat log. The entire time I had my overlay set up so I could see that chat the moment it came through, so I was ready to respond. And I was waiting for it. But I was streaming to 0 viewers for 3 whole weeks, and maybe there would be 1 or 2. But in that time, I took it as an opportunity, and I took it as a challenge to practice my performance. The whole time I was talking, I was narrating my gameplay, I was trying to crack jokes based on what was going on. I was trying to get into my opponent's head and try to explain, like, what are they doing? What's the thought process behind the different challenges that they're facing, given what I'm putting on the board right now. And I was trying to come up with weird, janky Magic the Gathering decks and trying to have fun. And the truth is, narrating and commentating on my own gameplay was something that I found fascinating. And it opened up like I was able to connect with the game on a more intimate level that really appealed to me. And so that was part of it that I fell in love with. I fell in love with a big part of streaming that had nothing to do with the community. And then people started finding me. Because here's the thing. If you're streaming to 0 or 1 viewer right now, people are finding you. Believe it or not. If you are not putting yourself out there and putting on a show when they drop into that chat or drop into your stream before they chat at all, because that's the thing, people will watch you for many minutes, if not hours, before saying a thing. That's normal behavior on streams. It makes sense. Why would you want to connect? Like, why would I want to put myself out there as a viewer and connect with somebody who is not already putting themselves out there and letting me get to know them? As the streamer, your job is to introduce yourself to everyone who enters at any minute, even when you don't know they're there. That sounds intimidating and it sounds impossible, frankly. But the truth of the matter is, what you need to be doing is constantly talking. Don't leave any dead air. Dead air kills streams more than anything. If I'm a casual viewer and I hop into a stream and the streamer's just sitting there playing a game and not saying anything, I might sit there for 5 minutes and I have no incentive to stay. None whatsoever. But if I drop in and stick around for a couple minutes and the streamer is doing some interesting plays that are kind of okay. Like I want to see what they're up to as far as the game goes. Maybe they're excellent at the game and I want to see what's cool with that. But even if they aren't, if they're having fun, if they got a smile on their face, if they're giggling, if they're cracking jokes, I want to hang out with this person. Like, all right, cool, keep it going. Like, and then I might jump in with a joke of my own into the chat to maybe tag off something they said, and all of a sudden we got a vibe going. We're hanging out, we're having a good time. As more people come in, like, then that's how your chat grows. That's how chats grow. There's a dynamic conversation happening with you and the audience, and that starts before the audience gets there. Be aware of that. If you are not having a conversation with your empty chat, you're not streaming correctly. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's awkward. Narrate your gameplay. Practice your stand-up comedy routine. Like, honestly, just tell dumb fart jokes. Whatever is going to put a smile on your face. If you are laughing, if you are having a good time, people around you will have a good time. That is just the nature of human behavior. So get out there and do that. And if that sounds like fun to you, give streaming a try, because that's what it's about. You're going to be doing that for a very long time, for a really long time, before you can even consider making a full-time living, full-time living off of it. It's just the nature of the beast. And as someone who actually is fortunate enough to have multiple corporate sponsors, I'll tell you right now, those help, but that doesn't even take it over the edge. As an example, I changed just to put all my cards on the table. In addition to, I quit a 9-to-5 job that actually was paying fairly well so that I could work evenings part-time at a restaurant, and I moved back to my hometown, which is significantly smaller than the city I had been living in, so that my living expenses, my apartment is significantly cheaper now than it was previously. And I moved from a pretty nice 2-bedroom apartment in a bigger city to a tiny 1-bedroom apartment back in my hometown, which is this little rural community. So, because at the end of the day, if I want to stream, I need a decent internet connection and a place and a box big enough for my computer and my green screen. That's all I need. And even the green screen is optional, to be honest. So, whatever. It's easy. I don't need much. So I'm slimming things down, therefore I'm getting closer, and I'm able to work a part-time gig so I can get more hours in on my stream. But I'm not doing that because I want to make $1 million streaming. I'm doing that because I want to spend those hours streaming. I want to connect with people. I want to have that intimate connection with this game that I love. And I want to meet other people who want that kind of a connection. Because the other part about being a streamer, you are building a community. That is paramount. If the idea of connecting with strangers and getting to know strangers doesn't sound like fun to you, don't stream. Straight up, just don't do it. Because they are going to come into your stream, they're going to come into your Discord servers, they are going to come into your DMs wanting to get an intimate connection with you. That's the difference between streaming and YouTube or, you know, traditional movies. Like, part of the difference in live streaming is they can talk to you in real time. I mean, right now, because you're watching a recorded video, you might have a question or a thought. I can't respond. But if this was a live stream and I was going on this exact tirade, you could throw a question into the chat and I could respond to it in real time. And that stuff happens, and it's awesome. The dynamic conversation that you can get in live streams is super cool, and you will get to know your regular chatters, your subscribers, your followers, your mods, and to be honest, they're really cool people. I know mine are. I'm honored to have met so many cool people over the last 3 years. And while I am nowhere near making, you know, a living wage streaming, I feel connected to folks, and I feel a sense of community and a sense of just genuine love that I don't experience anywhere else. That is just so, I mean, it's priceless. It's so cool. If those kinds of perks sound worth it, try streaming. It's pretty great. Now, as far as tactically goes, just so you know, there are a couple of big milestones that you are going to hit when you are streaming. The first one, on Twitch anyway, is the Twitch affiliate, where you are averaging you have to average 3 concurrent viewers over 30 days. Fortunately, that does count in raids. So if somebody were to raid you, meaning their stream is over, they take their audience and they drop it into your channel rather than just giving them a blank screen. If they were to do that, then those raiders do count towards that number if you're going for the affiliate position. So that's pretty cool. As a streamer, I know, like, I love finding people who are trying to hit affiliate and dropping, like, sizable raids on them. It makes me super happy. We all try to boost each other up. That's the other thing. Streamers are very, at least in my experience, at least within the Magic community, streamers are very generous and very giving people. It's pretty cool. But, so we all want to see people hit affiliate. It feels really good when they do. The other benchmark that is oftentimes used, I mentioned it at the top, is the Twitch partner goal, trying to hit Twitch partner, and that is people on Twitch who have the fancy little purple check mark next to your name. Shows up in chat. It's also right next to their name on their player when they're live. Now, in addition to that, they also get like incentives for running ads at certain times. There's also like some encoding priorities that they get. To be honest, I don't care about any of that. I'm a gamer. It's an achievement. I want to get the trophy, dang it. That's why I want it. And that's okay, for the record. But in order to hit Twitch partner, you need to average 75 concurrent viewers. Now, that may not sound like a lot if you're used to lurking in like Hassan or like Dr. K or Amaranth's stream, Asmongold or whoever who has like tens of thousands of people watching them just like on a random Tuesday. Like, yeah, 75 doesn't sound like a lot. But if you are a relatively unknown person on the internet trying to play games and have fun and appeal to other people who like to have fun playing games, and you're one of the unwashed masses of people trying to do that, getting to 75, to be honest, there are days when I was like, that number might as well be 5,000. Like, it's just not going to happen. 75 is so huge. And again, I've been streaming 5 days a week for 3 years, and I'm at about 60. To give you an idea. Now, I am starting to publicize that I'm going for the partner push, so hopefully that'll help. But in any event, one thing I have noticed is first getting started and finding anyone is very, very difficult. Once you find your first 3 to 5, you'll find that it snowballs. And it will if you're on, like, if you're putting on a good show and you're connecting with people and you're doing the things right. Also publishing your, like, when you go live on social media and trying to put yourself out there on other ways to make yourself just more discoverable, because discoverability is the other challenge. It's tough, but you'll find that you'll start to snowball once you get the first 5 viewers or so that are there regularly hanging out with you. It will snowball once you hit like 30, 40, or 50. For me, anyway, it plateaued hard. So I say I'm averaging about 60 right now. This is December 2022 as I'm recording this. In January of 2022, literally almost an entire year ago, I was averaging 50. So the growth slows down dramatically. And a big part of that is those raids that I mentioned. When people are going for a raid, or when new viewers are looking to find somebody, when they're scrolling through the games, when they're scrolling through the category on Twitch, it is sorted high viewership to low viewership. There are two kinds of viewers. One is just, I want to see somebody playing this game. This person has 3,000 people watching them. They must be doing something right. Let me just pop in here, watch some of this game, have a good night, rock on. Maybe if I like what they're doing, I'll drop a follow. Cool. There's nothing wrong with that. Casual viewers, that's great. Do it up. And that's why they're sorted high to low. So that people can just find a good one and stick. And you're good to go. That's it. But as a result, the rich get richer. Now, you do have viewers, and mad props to these viewers, because they are the ones who got me started, so y'all are amazing, you know who you are, who drop into the category and don't, specifically avoid those super high number streamers, and instead will scroll all the way to the bottom to find somebody who's got 1 or 0 or 2 maybe. And maybe they have something funny in their title, or maybe their the thumbnail, their stream overlay looks sweet. And so they'll just pop in and just see what that person's all about. Now, you'll notice both of those types of viewers scroll right past the people in the middle. Because when you're sitting on 40 viewers or 50 viewers, it is very easy for the people who are just looking for one decent, just looking for a good time right now, to not think you're worth their time, because for compared to the top of the category that's very low. Meanwhile, somebody who's looking for a lesser known streamer to maybe vibe with and have a good conversation with, because also the chat moves slower. In the fewer people there are, the easier it is to actually get some of the streamer's time and attention, if that's your goal. So a lot of those people will look at 50 or 60 viewers and think, oh, well, they're doing fine. They don't need my help. And I'm not going to be able to get the intimate conversation that I want there. So I guess I'm going to keep looking. And as a result, you hit this plateau. At least I did. And I've heard from a couple, I've heard in interviews from some other content creators that they hit a plateau when they hit 40 or 50 viewers. That's very common. And I'm in the process of trying to break out of it right now. And it is hard. I love everybody who's there, and I'm still having a great time. So I'm going to keep doing it even if I don't break out. But it's there. Be aware. That's something you're signing up for. You will hit that. Your growth is not going to be you might have a short term where you're on an absolute rocket ship to the moon, but it is going to level off. It is. It just is. You whatever your time slot target audience is will saturate, and you've got them. You've got the people who are going to find you. And great, you did it, but that's that. I don't know what that number is for you, and I can tell you right now, for people who like ill-timed D's nuts jokes and janky standard Magic the Gathering decks at 7 a.m. Eastern time, I know who those people are who are hanging out on Twitch, because I'm one of the people they hang out with, and it's awesome, and I'm honored, and I love it. But maybe that's a part of the reason why I've tapped, maybe I am tapped out at my spot. But in any event, be aware of these kind of challenges. It's part of the deal. Navigating streaming on Twitch is not easy. As a streamer, you are a business owner, and as a result, you're going to be taking a lot of losses. It's just part of the deal. And I'll also be honest, straight up, when you do your taxes, be prepared to be bummed out, because you're going to find out how little money you actually make. It's going to be right in your face, and it's part of the deal. This is not a lucrative get rich quick kind of profession. It's just not. It's hard work. It's a grind. It is a craft. It is a creative art form, believe it or not. It is a presentation that you are putting on for an audience. That's just what it is. It's a presentation that you are putting on for an audience. You're not just getting paid to play video games. It's never been just getting paid to play video games. But if you want to learn a new art form, if you're somebody who's not afraid of dancing a little bit, streaming is actually a really good time. It's a lot of fun. So if you have questions about getting the technical setup going, what kind of platforms you want to stream to, I'm certainly no expert in that stuff, but I'm happy to provide my thoughts. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And in the comments below, let me know your thoughts. Did I hit anything, on the head? Was I completely off base? If you're a streamer who had a different experience, please chime in. I want to hear it. I do, because everybody's journey is different, and I'm very curious to hear how it went for you, or how it's going, I should say, because We're never really done. That's the thing too. Getting partner feels kind of like this like achievement that like, oh, once I've gotten that, I have won. And that's not the case. The truth of the matter is this is an ongoing project. It never really ends until, you know, you are satisfied with what you have achieved. But at the end of the day, it's it's an ongoing project. You got to love the process. If you don't love the process, it's not worth doing. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. I can ramble about this for hours. And if you want to hear me ramble about this for hours, please tune in to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/hamhocks42. And feel free to throw some questions in chat and get me started. I actually do try to keep up with every chat message that comes through, which is a lot, it turns out. There were over 200,000 chat messages that came through this last year. And I missed some of them, I'll be honest, but I tried my best to catch them all. So thank you so much for everybody who contributed to that and for all future contributions. You are awesome, and I'll catch you on the next one.